Hey, I'm Alana and welcome back to the AJF Design Studio channel. If you're new here, this channel is dedicated to all things hand lettering, creative tutorials, and product reviews. Today we're going to be talking about Procreate. If you're someone who has no idea where to start with your lettering in Procreate, then this is the video for you. I'm going to be going through the app with you step by step and show you exactly how you can create your first piece of digital hand lettering. In this video, you will learn how to get started, basic tools and features, hand lettering basics, and how to create your first piece of digital lettering. So before we start, we want to make sure that we have the right equipment. In order to use the Procreate app, you'll need an Apple iPad Pro, an Apple Pencil, and the Procreate app. So we're going to start by opening the app. So you're probably going to see something different on this screen because it'll have anything that you've previously created, but this is your gallery space. Where we want to focus to get started is this little plus sign in the upper right hand corner here. So we're going to tap there, and then we're going to focus on this black rectangle with another small plus sign in the upper left-hand corner. This is your custom canvas settings page. Here you'll edit the name of your document. I'm just going to leave mine untitled. You can adjust your width, your height, your DPI or dots per inch, and at the bottom here you'll see something called maximum layers. So I wanted to bring something to your attention. Let's say that you wanted to change your DPI, for example, and then your canvas size. Maybe you want something a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. You'll see at the bottom that that number of maximum layers will change according to those setting adjustments. For the sake of this tutorial, I'll be setting my canvas size to 1800 pixels by 1800 pixels. I'll also be setting my DPI to 300. Feel free to use whatever preferences suit you, but I like to work at higher resolutions. Once my settings are set, I click Create, and now we're ready to get started. So for this portion of our tutorial, I'm going to be going over the basic tools and features and where they're located throughout the Procreate app. To start, we're going to select our brush tool, which is this paintbrush icon right here. As you can see, there are a lot of different categories of brushes, and within each category, there are many different types of brushes. I believe the app comes preloaded with around 200 brushes, but don't worry, as you use the app more, you'll get a feel for your favorites. The 6B, for example, is a definitive favorite among lettering artists, and it's perfect for sketching. Next, we're going to take a quick look at the color picker, which is located in the furthest right-hand corner of the screen, right here. So as you can see, you have your HSB and RGB sliders, as well as your color palette at the bottom. Next, we're going to look at turning on our grid view. I like to work with a grid turned on, especially at the beginning of my lettering pieces. This also is really helpful when I'm setting up my guidelines. To turn on our drawing guide, we're going to navigate right over to the wrench icon in the upper left-hand corner. A drop-down menu will appear, select Canvas, and then toggle Drawing Guide into the on state. So now we're ready to start drawing. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to keep this example basic, but my hope is that this will allow you to get some good tips and tricks to help you with future lettering pieces. So I'm first going to start with establishing my guides. For more information about why guides are important for your lettering practice, I'll have my previous videos about that in the description box below and in the bar above. Assuming you have your brush size slider set all the way to 1%, you'll see that it'll produce a very thin line. But if you have your brush size slider set to maximum, it'll produce a nice thick line. This is really just whatever you're comfortable with and whatever you'd like for your piece. I'm going to try and start somewhere in the middle, around 30%. So I'm just going to zoom in. But let's say you wanted to zoom out, for example. You're just going to take 2 fingers and pinch to zoom out, take 2 fingers again, and spread them apart to zoom in. So I'm going to start drawing my line. And you'll notice that Procreate has this cool feature where if you draw the line and hold, it'll become straight. But as you can see, the line is still loose and can be adjusted at any angle. So to prevent that, you can take whatever hand you're not drawing with, hold your screen with 1 finger, and adjust the line, snapping it to basically any angle that you can think of. And that's how you know you'll get a super straight line every single time. So let's say you make a mistake. You have your line. You can see it's not really aligned to your grid. It's not perfectly straight. What you can do is you can take 2 fingers, tap the screen 2 times, and undo it. Let's say now you changed your mind. You can take 3 fingers and tap the screen 2 times and redo it. And those are just 2 additional tips of how you can adjust your drawings in Procreate. So I've got my line. Wonderful. So let's call this my ascender line, but I still need a baseline to complete my guide. So what do? I could draw the line again, or even better, I could just duplicate this line. Well, we're going to navigate to the layer panel, which is located in between our eraser tool and our color picker. We're going to slide that layer over to the left. We're going to select duplicate. This will give us an exact duplicate of our previous layer. And then I'm just going to take my finger and position the guide where I'd like. So great, now I have my ascender and my baseline ready to go. So in order to start lettering, I'm going to need to add a new layer. I like to do this so that my letters aren't stuck, quote unquote, on top of my guidelines in case I want to make edits later. To add a new layer, I'm just going to have my layer panel selected and press the plus sign. So again, for the purposes of this tutorial, we're just going to keep it super simple and hand letter the word hi. I'm thinking a nice chunky sans serif for this. So with everything that we've learned so far, let's get to drawing. Just a quick note here, with the cursor icon selected, the one that looks like a little mouse clicker, you'll see that your shape will have a bounding box around it and like a little green rod. You can select that to rotate your pieces. So as you can see, I'm just continuing building this piece of lettering by identifying the basic shapes that the letters are comprised of. So it's basically all rectangles because we're using a sans serif text. So I'm basically just assembling them, and then I'm just going to erase the overlapping strokes so that I can get a nice outline on each letter. And from here, I'm basically just going to fill in my letters. You can shade them at an angle, you can do it however you like. It'll be messy at first probably, but that's why we have the eraser tool, and we can go back and clean up those lines. And just like that, you've created a piece of digital hand lettering. Congratulations, you are officially a lettering artist. So, as with all the things, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notification bell. This was super fun for me to do for you guys. Let me know if there's any videos that you'd like to see in the future from this channel, and I'll see you in the next one.